Hello, my name is Avian Doyle. Welcome to Super Soul Skills. I am your soul coach. Let's check in and have a look at the weather forecast, the vibrational energetic weather for the start of September. I suppose it's the second last day of August as I'm recording this, and we are approaching into September 2021. So we'll say the first 2-3 weeks. The guides, the angels that I channel, never really give me any kind of linear timeline. But these are just the energies that I pick up in advance, usually by a week or 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. Not always though. And these are the themes that I feel we will be exploring moving forward. So personally and professionally, I can see that we've had a huge timeline shift since mid-August. Coming up to the Aquarius full moon, most of you reported back to me with incredible timeline shifts. It's like you stepped onto completely different miracle ground. There was also a reunion with a lot of people. So some people got back with their ex, but it was like their ex has transformed into a different person because they're on a different timeline. So they're extracting different aspects of that person. Some friendships there was a reunion there as well. Then we have soulmates or twin flames who've been separated for lifetimes coming back together and having reunion, which I talked about months ago, ages ago, and a few weeks ago even did a podcast on my Telegram page all about that, which many of you really appreciated and enjoyed. So thank you for that. So there's been a rekindling, but a rekindling from a higher vibrational set point. So it's not like you're going back to something that wasn't working, or just say you had a reunion with a sibling, with a family member, a parent. It's like there's been a big shift, a big healing in that space. So now when you meet up, there's an equal exchange. So as we've come to the end of August, many of you from that timeline shift will have felt the need to rest and reset. So some of you, this is going to continue moving into September. So if you look at the word rest and reset, they're very, very similar. So I really, really feel it's important that you're getting extra time off, extra sleep. If you can take some annual leave from your job, definitely do that. Me and my friend took a camper van out recently, and I took a few days off, and we traveled around, and we just totally shook up our routine, which the angels advised me and everyone to do in that podcast, that message I got the night before the new moon, or the full moon, on the 22nd of August. So I always follow their advice because I always find my life takes a positive turn for the better when I do that. And I just had, the last 2 weeks have been phenomenal. They've been so positive, so uplifting. I got my full refund. Thank you again for all your prayers. If you haven't seen my thank you video for that, please look at that, because I'm just sharing the love and appreciation to you guys. Such a relief. But I had the faith. I knew it was going to be okay. So moving into September, I always feel that this time of year, as the wheel turns into autumn on this side of the globe, it's very palpable. Some of us can feel some sadness come up because there's something about the end of summer that could bring up nostalgia and memories from the past. So just be aware of that. Don't put on those nostalgia glasses and get too pulled into the past. That's really important. So the next few weeks will be about getting clean, organized, releasing what's done, okay? It's also about care for our soul's contracts. So that's what they were saying to me. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And they said, well, honoring the contracts that are complete acknowledging when something has come full circle, that it's time to move in a new direction. But there's also an honoring of contracts that have not been fulfilled. You know, that might be the reunion, the going back, because perhaps there's something in that friendship or with that sibling that still needs to be lived. Sometimes we need to live into the answers to things. Sometimes a healing needs to be experienced through the experience. It's not just going to be an instant thing. Now, there can be instant healings too. They happen all the time. I witness them all the time. But that's only for people who are super ready and have done tremendous internal and external work. So for much of us, and that's something that a lot of people do not want to hear, because they don't want to let life fall under their feet and have them in the moment where they don't quite know where the next step is. But that's life, and we have to get comfortable in the not knowing. We have to make peace with the fact that we don't always have the answers here and now, and that's okay. We're not supposed to. We're not always supposed to have instant gratification for everything, okay? So completing soul contracts, returning to soul contracts that have not been fulfilled and that you need to see them through. Perhaps you're being called to reach out to someone who you haven't spoken to for a long time, or you might find your ex is calling you. Sometimes there's still more juice left in that piece of fruit. So take a bite and suck up the juice, because that's life, all right? Now, opportunities, I have it written down here. Opportunities to stand up for your heart's needs. Lots of opportunities to stand in your power. They said prioritize self-care, self-needs. What do I need right now? So that's where the rest and reset. Rest is resetting. Never ever have any guilt about rest. Rest is so important in this dense physical environment where our souls are carrying around these heavy meat suits. We need to give ourselves rest, and know that it can be spiritual rest. You know, if you feel like physically I shouldn't be tired, that's irrelevant. You know, stop the linear masculine logical side of seeing these things. Surely by now, if you're watching my videos and you're doing a lot of spiritual study and you know the game, you understand that there's so much going on that we cannot see with our physical eyes, and that can often be quite taxing on the physical body and on the cells of the body. So rest and reset is really important over the next few weeks. Quietness. They said this to me and I said, quietness. And we chatted about this a few weeks ago, and they said you're going to find the need to be quieter and to listen more, and not just listen to other people more, but to listen to yourself. So just resting in the peacefulness of that internal quiet. That's what they're saying. And I've felt this myself, just a need more to just be in the silence or just curl up with a book. I've always loved that, but I felt with COVID, many of us got pulled into too much screen time, and that did a lot of damage. So no screens, unplugging. September's a great time for digital detox and getting back to sitting in the stillness and getting comfortable in that. Not like struggling in it, although in the beginning some of you may find that really difficult because you're so used to external noise and distraction all the time. So really becoming a master of peace and stillness. If you don't have internal stillness and peace, how are you going to manifest and have that reflected in your external world? So we have to, as above, so below, as within, so without. These are the universal truths of the universe, of the world we live in. Okay, so you may find you need more quietness and you're craving more quietness, but also being around noisy people or noisy friends or noisy environments will not be good for you at this time, and you just won't be comfortable there. You'll need to retreat. So we had that huge timeline shift, and I bet you if you haven't even consciously being aware of it, which would be amazing, because I felt it palpably the past 2 weeks. I loved it. I'm a real energy surfer, like vibrational surfer. I love riding the waves of these crazy dynamic shifts in frequency, and because I feel it so sensitively, when it's a good one, when it feels great, when it feels uplifting, I'm like, woohoo! I'm like surfing that wave, baby. So they also said moving, shaking the harvest. And I'm getting a visual of you standing at the foot of a tree and shaking the tree, and it's harvest time, and all the apples and fruits are falling, and you're like, you're getting your basket and you're lifting up your skirt and you're catching all the apples, and you're saying, oh, it's time to really enjoy the fruits of my labor, and to enjoy the harvest, and to go and make an apple crumble pie or something like that. So actually taking the fruits of your labor and turning it into something pleasurable. This is a great time for pleasure, for joy, for quietness, for that real sweet spot of the richness of life. And then they said blossoming of the present momentum. And what I feel that means is allowing the present moment to bloom and to unfold and unfurl its petals, whatever that is for you. For me, it's feeling I'm surfing the flow. I'm in the flow of life. I am connected. I'm in alignment. I've been traveling in the camper van. I've unplugged from my phone. I've taken a break from being the giver. I've been receiving. I've been laughing with loved ones and gazing into people I love, into their eyes, and seeing the beautiful colors in their face. And I've been eating good food, and I've been making my own chocolate truffles, and I've been walking barefoot on the beach and dipping my knees and my legs and my feet in the ocean, and I've been letting the sun on my skin. These are all things that for me represent a good life. It's going to be different for you. It's going to be different for everybody. But blossoming of the present momentum. So allowing that momentum to blossom, to unfurl, to open, and to expand. That's what I get from that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you for the coming weeks of September 2021. Some of you who are very sensitive and very tuned in will already be experiencing these themes. You'll be feeling that need for quietness. You'll be wanting to sleep more, to rest, to reset. You'll be feeling the need to care and tend to the garden of your soul contracts, whether it be family, friends, or romantic relationships. You'll be tending to that. You'll be tying up loose ends. This is a great time to, when we move forward, then when we get over this timeline shift and our cells adapt to this new frequency and this new DNA, there will be plenty of things to get done. We'll have plenty of organization and cleaning and packing up stuff for the charity shop and all that kind of stuff, both symbolically and physically in our lives. But I do feel we do need a bit of a rest and a bit of a reset and a moment to just, as Whitney Houston said, to exhale, to just do that with me. Just let it all hang. That's why I love tea. It makes us stop. Take a sip. We just reflect, we ponder, and we allow the gaps in our consciousness to blossom and grow. That's what it's all about, baby. So, my clients out there who are waiting to hear back from me around your sessions, I will be reaching out to you shortly. As I said, I've had a much needed break. So I will be in touch very soon. If you enjoy this video, I appreciate your appreciation by giving me a thumbs up, and I'll speak to you soon.